Hello guys, welcome back to Escape from Tarkov, episode 26, which will be a bit of an overview video again. That is because we have been playing the whole weekend, but very long streams, 7 and 8 hour streams, too long to export to YouTube. But yeah, there's also, I wanted to keep it this way, because we will probably switch from our PvE character that we are using for this playthrough to the seasonal whenever it comes in. And that is going to be rather soon than later. Over the weekend, we had a 25% XP bonus going on, and that bonus thing, that stops today, Monday, July 27th, 2026, at 11 AM British time, which is noon European time. It says 7 AM Eastern time. Have the UK not changed the clock yet? Strange. Because 11 AM British time normally is noon European time, which is 6 AM Eastern US. But it says here 11 AM British, 7 AM Eastern US. Bit of a strange thing. Anyway, that means that either in 10 minutes or in 1 hour and 10 minutes, this experience bonus thing will be over. So they gave people 25% extra XP over the weekend so that people could still get to their prestige or to their kappa or something. This is all has to do with the fact that the season is coming on. We know there is a blackout event. We know that stops today. They announced that it will stop today. It will end on July the 27th, which is today. We don't know when, but I'm assuming if this experience bonus starts at noon or stops at noon, that also that blackout event will stop at noon. Other than that, there's no news. That means that in theory, the seasonal will not come in today, because lately, at least the last couple of updates, they usually announce it at least 24 hours in advance. There have been moments in time where they only announce it like 12 hours in advance. So that could still happen. You never know. Personally, the last sort of by history, there are a lot of always there's a meme going on where it always says like, when is the wipe? On Thursday. It's like the meme. But if you go by history, I think it's actually not even wiped that much on Thursday. I think it wiped more on Tuesdays and Fridays than on a Thursday, actually. But either way, somewhere this week, the game will not wipe because PvE doesn't wipe and PvP main character will not wipe. But they will add a third character, which is the PvP seasonal. So yeah, we'll see. We have no news yet. There should be an update at some point today, because the blackout event that meant that there was Black Division, which is the highest tier of AI, they were on labs. They need to remove them, right? So there's going to be like a few megabyte update, technical update or something like that, so that they can remove. The game will probably not go down for it, but it will just tell you like, hey, we have updated the game. Download the update from the launcher. It will be a few megabytes, takes a few seconds, and it will be over. That is that when it comes to the seasonal. We're sort of waiting on there. As I showed you in the previous episode, there will be 3 squares on boxes on your screen, basically. PvE, PvP, main character, and PvP seasonal. And then you can choose which one to play. Meanwhile, as I said, we have been streaming EFT over the weekend and also before the weekend with... I have changed some things. So we have episode 24 here. That is the one that posted on video. We also did episode 25, overview video on YouTube. Only on YouTube, that you will not find on Twitch. And then on Twitch, what I did was the long streams, I changed them to summer stream. So they are now numbered summer stream. And we did a few in the last couple of days. 5 hours, 7 hours, and the last 2 Saturday and Sunday, even 8 hours. So they are now called summer stream 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those are the long 6, 7, 8 hour streams. That's where we are. And we'll probably play another one this afternoon, which will be summer stream number 8. So I'm also not going to post that one to YouTube. That's for later this afternoon. And then we'll do that one. Because of the experience bonus through the weekend, that came very handy. That put us on level 35. A bit easier. Obviously. 1/4 of the time faster, basically. If you normally get 100 XP, we were getting 125 over the weekend for that same thing that we were doing. So we leveled up 1/4 faster than normal. Now, for me personally, it doesn't matter that much. Because I have the highest edition, and the unhurt edition always has a 20% XP bonus. So for us unhurt people, it was only 5% more. But for standard editions and Left Behind editions and Prepare for Escape editions and Edge of Darkness and all those kind of editions, for them it was a boost. The standard edition obviously benefited the most from it because that was a 25% boost for them. Oh my god, there is a lot of going on here. Jaeger. Yeah, there is also a lot of going on. And it's very hard in PvE market to put a key up on Sunday because it looks like nobody's playing PvE on Sunday and everybody's undercutting. We put some keys up yesterday. We put them in we were in the top 3 of the list when I put them up. And then people just undercut, and nobody's playing and nobody buys keys. And you could definitely do some bargains on Sunday. That is something that we did notice. And then our guy here... if you think you're done with it, think again. If you think that you've sorted out your inventory from your insurance from yesterday, which we did, it was empty. So this is all from yesterday. Now, luckily, we didn't die that much yesterday. Bloody hell. We are not running around with that guy, so somebody looted our scope. Some AI scap looted our scope or our sight or whatever we have on it. I think we had a scope on it. That's not great. I think we lost a razor scope. Let me have a look. Oh no, no. Maybe a voodoo then? Because we had 2 razors sort of going around. We still have our 2 razors. So maybe we lost a voodoo then. There was something on here. Either a hollow sight or I always run a sight. So either a hollow or a specter or attack 30 or a voodoo or a razor. There was some scope on it and it is now gone. I see. It's also possible that maybe I changed it and I insured the gun before I changed it. That's also possible. Then you get the gun back without the device. What is this here? The cottage shave. Okay. Concordia office. We put that thing up. 60,000. Okay. I am going to undercut that somebody buys that thing. And the other is cottage shave, I think, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's all over the place. We put it up for 117 yesterday, I think, and then people started undercutting, and look at this, it goes to 84. I'll try to put it up one more time. If they are not selling, I'm selling them to therapists because the things with these keys here. Either you are lucky that somebody buys it immediately and then it's gone. If not, then nobody buys it and then you get undercutters and then you get your key back the next day. That's sort of how that works. Other than that, through the streams, this is the situation. We have a tick items case, now that we are level 35. That is a quest at level 35 that you get where you have to turn in an ophthalmoscope and a LEDX. And then you get this items case where you can put other cases in, which means we have now a lot of room, you would think, but then we filled it up with our build guns and now our stash is full again. We also got Healthcare Part 5 done yesterday, which gave us an extra med case. We barter traded for an extra food crate, so we now have some food, we have drinks, we have alcohol for the boost quest and for moonshine, and then here we have beers and super waters. Super water probably done in a hideout by now. And then in the med cases we have some heals, some surgery and painkillers, some stims that we are using, and some stims for crafting and questing. So for med crazes, we have dog tags for bears and USEC. We have used 80 of them already to barter trade for some of these lucky scab boxes. We have some bitcoins sitting. We did one raid yesterday in streets where we had 3 bitcoins in the Concordia buildings. Definitely a good place to run. In PvE, it's the Concordias. We got 2 key cases. We have some room here. That's for a money case once we have Therapist on level 4. We have a couple of helmets and headsets as well in it. All our ammo is here. We have the normal rubles and USD and whatnot over here. We're over 4 million already. A couple of grenades, respirator. We do have decontamination service, which means you need to wear a respirator or a gas mask and kill 40 scabs on interchange. We are doing that as well. We have completed 3 chapters already of the story. We did a bit of shoreline yesterday. We're probably gonna have to do the same again. Today, yeah, we're running shoreline and interchange today because that's where we still need our shooter points. And on shoreline we have spat tour, and then we're gonna get wet job, and then we're gonna get cargo. Those are 3 quest lines which have 5, 6, 7 in parts, most of them. So we can run those while we're trying to get our shooter points. And then on interchange we have decontamination service, sales night, things like that. We also need to go stash some things, I think. So those are things we can do on the side while we are trying to get the shooter board done. That's sort of how we have been playing. We're not specifically going to sit somewhere and try to get shooter boards. No, we see what we have on the map and then run around, and if we see some players, we try to get the shooter board. If not, then we'll do whatever else we have on that map. That's how we did the lighthouse the other day, streets. So that's what we are working on. That's what we'll probably also do this afternoon. Until, of course, the announcement comes that seasonal will appear. And then we will switch. We'll leave this PvE account B and we'll switch to seasonal. And do it all again, but then with seasonal perks and whatnot. And of course, PvP, which is a totally different ball game. What we have been doing in these episodes here, also the potting that we sometimes take, do not copy that in PvP because that's not going to go well. In PvE, you sort of know where the PMCs are spawning, and PMCs in PvE mode, that means that they just keep hanging. For instance, in customs, very often they're hanging out a couple on the bus stop, and then all the rest is sitting on shipyard. So that means that if you're on Big Red side, very rarely see a PMC. On Stronghold, there could be one inside. If there are no bosses or goons or whatever, then there might be some PMCs inside. But they're mostly sitting inside the industrial buildings and on the shipyard. That's where you always find a duo or a trio. And so if you put yourself on the hill behind New Gas and you see across into the shipyard, you usually see a few running in the open there. So pretty easy to get shooter board in heaven that way. That is of course not something in a PvP mode that will happen, right? People might be there briefly, but they move, right? They go to, you don't know what they move, you don't know what they're doing. Everybody might be on the same quest in the beginning of a wipe or beginning of a season. But then afterwards, some die a bit, others do not die that much. and then people split up. Some are still on one quest, and the other ones are already 2-3 quests ahead. So then people are doing suddenly different pathing. So you never know. PvP is more intense in such a way that you constantly need to listen and see if you hear something, see if you see something. While in PvE, there are certain parts of the map where you can just do whatever you want because you know there will not be any PMCs there. That doesn't mean you're not gonna die, you know? Especially if you're like, if you have in the back end of your mind, oh, it's only PvE. Then you do some stupid things. You take some pathing, you cross in the open over fields because you know it's faster and you can in PvE. In PvE, you're gonna go around and try within the tree line or something. Try to stay in there because otherwise you're gonna get sniped if you cross in the open. Different pathing, different styles of playing in a way. And then of course you have the insurance, which means your stash is constantly full of guns and gear if you insure, because it always comes back. Nobody loots it. In PvP, if you get killed, they will take your stuff. It's as simple as that. You might get your gun back completely stripped. That's possible, but or they just take the whole gun if they don't even bother stripping the gun. But something like this, they might take your gun, but it's also possible that they just take the scope because that's the most valuable part. The gun you can buy from Jaeger, that's not a problem. But the scope you cannot get until you're level 40. Then you can buy it on the market, but if you're not level 40, you can't get that scope. And that's, yeah, you have armors and things like that, it's the same. And then we still have guns here. I mean, it never stops. Level 5, level 6 armor. It never stops because you never lose anything. If you insure it, you never lose it in PvE. So for those who claim that PvE is the same as PvE, get out of here. Get out of here. Then you probably never played PvP very long. Probably started in PvE or something. We played it for this series for the simple reason we wanted to try it. I've played 7 or 8. How many hours? 4,000. Oh, we're approaching 5,000 actually. The only thing you can have in PvE is some stupidities like, you know, like the bosses, right? You're always fighting the whole map, so also the bosses. The bosses are never dead. If the bosses are on the map, then you're gonna have to fight them and kill them because they're always the goons. They will not push any other players except for you because you're the only real person on the game. So that makes it a bit tricky on certain maps. Like in the beginning with this Blackout Division event, the Blackout event with the Black Division on, which is the highest tier of AI. They're shooting the good stuff. They are shooting stuff like 993, and you can see how good that is and how rare that is. We only have a bit of 993. We have some M61. That's what they are shooting. They are shooting 995 and SSAP. We have a little bit, but not much. Pikolnik, we have a little bit, but not much. You can find some if you constantly go to Street Terra Group Armory, you can find some ammo, or in Labs Residential, for instance, also spams. But you can't go there, right? Because we can do one raid and then we're out of ammo to fight the Black Division. So that's why we didn't participate in that event with this series, because there's no point. We don't have ammo. That was a stupid event, in my opinion. That's fine. Seeing it was a late raid, we're 6-7 months in. If you play from the beginning, from 1.0, that was November last year, then you have a bunch of ammo sitting, that's fine. But anybody who started later or switched after playing a few months on PvP and then switched to PvE to do an account there, but we just did not have the ammo, right? But yeah, I played 7 or 8 wipes PvP. We always played as a bear, so that's why we did for this series a little bit different. And we tried to do PvE, and we also played as a USEC. It's a bit easier on Lighthouse. Other than that, it's a bit annoying in the beginning, I find, because in the beginning you can't get 30 round max as a USEC. So you're dealing with these MDRs and MP5s and whatnot, always with 20 round max. if you play as a bear, you can get level 30 max from proper level 1 for your AKs and PP19s and whatnot. Something that I noticed, which shouldn't be a thing, right? If one faction can get 30 round max, then the other faction should also get 30 round max. That's the way we see it. Other than that, yeah, we have a bunch of gears. This is one of these problems. The Gazelle is a real serious problem. We have 4 in rotation here. We need to try to get that thing under 50%, and I have no idea how. We eventually managed to use this rig here and then break the back plate. We got shot in the back by this, and you can use that back plate. We got shot in the front, and we could use that front plate in the back of the Gazelle. And then we put it in there. So this one here, for instance, the one I have locked here, is now 113 out of 237. Now, if my math is correct, that is below 50%. But I can't turn it in. Ragman does not want to accept it. So I think we're in a situation with this Gazelle where you have to take out the plates from this thing. Which it now does not want to do. Now it wants to. And if we take out the plates, then we are in a situation where it is 102 of 154 and it is not below 50%. So I think it needs to be below 50% without the plates, which is a problem. So now I took out the plates of these Gazelles, and we're gonna have to wear those and then hope that they get shot, that the soft armor goes below 50%. It's an annoying quest, I can tell you that. On PvE, it is a very annoying quest. So yeah, that's something we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to wear one of these things without plates, and then it still has 150 points of armor then. And then hope that we can get it under 75. With the risk of getting killed a few times, but that's fine. If we get shot in the back and we get shot in the front, that armor goes below 50%. We have it in short, we will get it back, and then tomorrow or so we will have it completely broken or whatever. The other way is constantly go fight Reshala, and because sometimes his guards can have Gazelles, and if you shoot them, they should be 0 to sometimes, or at least below 50%, and then you can take those and then turn them in. It's a very annoying quest. We have been doing, I feel like we have been doing that quest. We have that thing open for more than a week now, I think. And we had 4 Gazelles constantly wearing in rotation. They just never came back below 50%. Because yeah, if you do get killed, then it's like people shoot you in the face or something. It doesn't break your armor. That's what it is. So yeah, that's where we are with our account. Level 36.5. That also means that we have Jaeger, max level, 1, 2, 3, and the crown level, which is level 4. We have proper on level 4. And then therapist, which used to be level 35 back in the day, I think. I always thought that she came behind Jaeger. I think she used to be 35. I think it was Jaeger at 33, therapist 35, prepper 36, peacekeeper 37, skier 38, mechanic 40, and Rackman 42. But they changed for some reason or another. They changed therapist. She's now 37, the same as peacekeeper. Don't know. Don't know why. For the injector case, for the money case, that sort of things that are coming in on level 4 therapist. surprise me. You can get an injector case if you turn in chemical part 4 to her, you get an injector case. So then you have it way earlier. I don't know. No idea why they put her 2 levels higher or than it used to be. But yeah, they make changes on these things, and also they don't matter, because when the season comes in, they will change again. There is something in the overview of the season that if you want to reach Kappa, it says that you need to reach loyalty level 4 with all traders, and you need to have character level 40. Which means they have reworked them again, because now Ragman is 42 now, to get him to maximum level. So apparently that will be 40 now again. It used to be 40 back in the day. They made it. They also gave him 2 extra levels for some reason. But now they reduced it back to 40. They also will take away the money requirement. So you don't need to buy or sell a certain amount with them to actually level them up. It's only about levels and reputation. Reputation you can get by doing quests for them. There are certain quests you can need to do, like Chemicals Part 4. The most annoying one is going to be Stew It Part 4, because Stew It Good Part 4 is, which means you have to do the gazelles and you have to do the Zabrallos, unless they made it different armors. Otherwise we have that same annoying quest again. And then they reworked a bunch of the quests, and some have been removed and some have replaced or replaced, and by that I mean like at a different time within the quest line. So like they did with setup back in the day. Setup was normally way later. You now get it way earlier, which means that you get setup and chumming, and so you get that way earlier. So we'll see. It's all gonna be new for all of us. We did not have any seasons yet. It will also play itself with perks. So there is that. So this is where we are after the weekend. Pretty much on our character here. We're level 36 in a bit. Going toward 37, that will put Peacekeeper and Therapist on maximum level. And then we have the hideouts. Compared to the last time, we made a little bit of an overview episode. We probably got a little bit ahead in the hideout. Yeah, we're sort of waiting on the labs event to be over, so that we can go do some quests over there. As well side missions, but also looking for stuff for the hideout, and also 3 of our 4 of our story chapters are stuck on labs at the moment. Because we can't go in there, just do a little quest with Black Division pushing you the whole time, while we are looking for this device thing here. The far forward GPS signal amplifier unit. We're gonna can only find it on labs. That we can do Intel Center 3. And same for the solar power for this thing here, whatever it's called. The advanced current converter also can only spawn on labs. So that's that. Other than that, the SCAF case, which takes 80 days, 80 hours to construct, that's still going. We still have 38 hours to go. One day or another. Why does that have to be 80 hours? I don't know. Also that for the season has been reduced. All of these construction times has been reduced. Makes sense. I don't know why a SCAF case. We have a cultist circle almost from the beginning, which is pretty much doing the same thing. You give them things, they come back with items. Same here. You give them some money or an intel folder or a moonshine, and they come back with things. Here you give them a 300,000-400,000 value and they come back with things. So this thing is available from the beginning. The SCAF case takes ages before it even shows up. And then when it does show up, you need another 80 hours to construct it. Why? Just if we have the items, just let us construct that thing. Make it 3 hours, 6 hours, whatever, but not 80 hours. What is that for a stupid thing? But yeah, we'll see. We know they adjusted the times. What does that mean? Is it still going to be 40 hours? That they have the time, or that they just say like, hey, we put it on 12 hours or something like that. Bitcoin farm, same story. That was also 34 hours or something, I think. Still 12 hours to go. But we're constructing them. And weapon rack is actually done. Well, there we go. So we have a bigger weapon rack now, which means one more level for weapon rack. We need to find a manual founding rate. I knew we were a drill short. I knew it. And we need to find another fire clean. Great. I think I just sold like 3 the other day. So yeah, we know what we'll be doing today. We'll be doing scav raids on streets and do filing cabinets, but because as well the fire clean as the manual will spawn in there, and also the drill. And those are the items that we actually need to find in raid, and also 5 kick tapes. They're also not spawning that often, but we can also find those in toolboxes, tech crates, but also filing cabinets sometimes. So yeah, streets is going to be the way to do it today, I think. Now, how big is it? Increased. Not very big. Gee, I think it gave us like 2 slots more or something. Yeah. Yeah, it gave us 2 slots more because this was sitting against the edge normally. So it gave us 2 slots more. If we do level 3, it will give us another 2 slots probably. So yeah, that makes not much of a difference. Yeah, even this game just fits in there, I think. Yeah, maybe. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 10 slots now. So level 1 is 8 and then 8 white. Level 2 is 10 white and level 3 will be 12 white, more than likely. Not that important to just... They are basically extra stashes. So yeah, we have a bunch of guns sitting in here. We'll deal with that once we start the stream. We have some built guns sitting in here, and then we have unbuilt guns sitting in here. We have way too many guns. We're probably going to sell a few of those as we go, or just use them and not insure them, and if we die, then we lose them. That's also an option. We have MP5 SD sitting in here. That has to do with test drive 2 that we also have to do at some point in time. The contamination service with the respirators. So yeah, that's where we are, but we don't know what's going on unless they announce something. We'll have a look, because meanwhile there was already an update this morning on Arena. It was a very small update, but there was an update this morning. Not on EFT yet. So let me have a look on the Discord if they have posted something yet. Nope. Nope. Nothing posted today yet. Okay. Let me check something else then. Okay. What is the London time, please? 11:24. It's 12:24 here. So it's only 1 hour difference. So yeah, I don't know. There's something is wrong at BSG. They basically posted 2 different times. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, they posted 2 different times here. They're saying that the bonus will be available until July 27th, 11 a.m. British time, 7 a.m. Eastern US. Those are 2 different times. Because 11 a.m. British time is it's 5 a.m. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. Eastern US. No, 6 a.m. Eastern US. 11 a.m. British time is 6 a.m. Eastern US. And 7 a.m. Eastern US, which is the other time that they posted, is midday British time. So, yeah. There is an hour difference between these two times that they posted here, and they sort of present it as being the same time, because that's when the thing will stop. So I don't know. We have to play a rate to see if it actually hits 25%. It has stopped at midday, which was 30 minutes ago, or it will stop in 30 minutes from now if it's the right time. But other than that, I have not posted anything today, because this is a message from yesterday. So I don't know. It's not about the bonus. It's not about. It's about when exactly does this event stop, so that we can go to labs and do some quests that we need to do there. And more specifically, and more importantly, when does the season start? We're expecting some announcement to come about that. But it's also, if they have it planned for Thursday or Friday, then it's also possible that we don't see a message until Wednesday or so. They usually post it 24 hours in advance. Most people expect it by the end of the week. So we will see. I am going to leave it at this. So yeah, that's the situation. We have our episodes from time to time, which will come to YouTube, and on Twitch we are doing summer stream episodes, let's say. Those are the long ones, which I will not export to. Of course, when the seasonal starts, I will make an episode 1 where we start the seasonal and have a look at the perks, and then we'll have to make some decision which perks we are taking for the season. It's all new to us. We're going to have to read that. We're going to have to see what we do. What do we want to sacrifice on the negative side, so that we can spend those points that we have sacrificed on the positive side. That's sort of how it works, the system. We'll see. I have showed it the other day. No, that's the wrong one. EFT. Did I put that thing in here, or is it still in screenshots? I don't know where I've done it. These are all screenshots from sniping tools. Oh, here we are. I haven't put them in there yet. So yeah, this is how it will look like whenever the season goes live. We will have a third character. So when you start your profile, you select which of the 3 you want to play. Or when you boot up the game, you select which of the 3 you want to play, and then you go from there. And then we have these perks, modifiers, whatever you want to call it. The gray one on top is for everybody. That's for the hell season of season 1. Is called Court Breach. So that's what those boys are doing. And then you have to select some stuff from the red side here, the negative side. You have to select a certain perks. Like for instance, allergic means that you will be allergic to 2 different random things. We don't know what it is. You need to figure it out by playing which the 2 random things are that you are allergic to. And if you choose allergic and I choose allergic, there might be different things. So yeah, that's a bit RNG, I guess. And then there are some other, you have here the chrome fatigue syndrome. That seems to be a very bad one. That kind of suggests that's like some extreme form of inertia. Osteoporosis. That's something to do with bones. That probably means that you can break your bones. Yeah, you have very fragile bones, so that's osteoporosis. So if you jump off a little rock or something, you're probably going to break your... so yeah, if you do this, you're going to run a lot of more splints, I think. But you have to make some choices. Of course, you can go extreme as well and say like, hey, give me no flea market. That probably will give you negative 20 points. Something like the no flea market. But is that worth it? It is something to consider, because we know the hideout requirements are not found in raid, because that is one of the no found in raid for the hideout, one of the gray global perks. There is no insurance, so you cannot get anything back. There is also an armor shortage. These are general things that will be the thing for the season. We have seasons PMCs. which I think that means that you will level up faster, your skills, your soft skills or something, would be my guess. Or you start with a higher with higher skills. Maybe you start on level 5 skills for everything. That's possible. And handyman, I'm not sure what that does. Black division means that on certain areas and certain maps, the black division might appear sometimes. Now, I'm assuming that will be on the spawn rate of something like the cultists. You might run into them occasionally, because it can't be that you run into them from like in the beginning of the season. We have no ammo to fight these guys. They will just smash everybody if they show up on a map on the first 2-3 days of seasonal. Imagine that, running around with a pistol with 919 PST and you run into Wedge. Yeah, GG. That's the end of that story. Anyway, so yeah, you have to sacrifice something. You're gonna have to make some choices here. Choose some of these red things. That is before you create your character, because what you choose here will be for the rest of the season. So read what all these things do and think about it, and think about what you want to sacrifice. That gives you negative points on the red side, which you can then spend on the green side. Then there are, of course, some things like if you choose osteoporosis, then you probably will not be able to choose sturdy bones, because they are the opposite. If you have fragile bones, then you will not be able to choose, hey, give me solid bones that I can't break things that easily. If you sacrifice the bone thing, running around with more splints, or the allergic thing, over here will probably be something which makes you not allergic, but the opposite. So it's going to give you like extra bonuses if you eat 2 random things. There will probably be one of those around here. There are some opposites. Like here you have a broken secure container, which means that certain items will not go in your secure container, so you can sacrifice that. On the other side, you have Kappa Protocol, where you can choose to start the season with a Kappa container, 3x4. But like this thing, I believe, costs 21 points on the green side, which means you need to get 21 points on the red side. I think if you do Kappa Protocol, I think you can only compensate that by doing no flea market. That's probably what the variation would be my guess. So yeah, are you gonna risk that? Do you want to start with a 3x4? If you have Unhurt Edition, you have a 3x3. Probably not. It's too many points that you have to sacrifice to get that Kappa. Here you have the Tarkov shooter, which I'm assuming that means you will have more sniper skill. I am definitely choosing Bushborn, because that means that you can run through bushes without stopping in the middle of your sprint. I don't know how many points it will cost, but I will choose something on this side that we can choose Bushborn. Juice time, which means you have to drink less. Diet, you have to eat less. That's those things. And you have something the same over here, but then the opposite, obviously. There is something like here, exhaustion, which means lower energy. You're gonna have to eat more, something like that, and there will probably be one for drinking as well. There are some of these things, green versus red, which are completely the opposite. If you choose one on the red side, you cannot choose the opposite on the green side, obviously. And like here you have chrome fatigue syndrome. That means you're gonna be weak, very weak. And then you have polyphagia. You can see it's sort of the same symbol, so that's going to be the opposite, which means you're going to be very energetic or something like that. Then you have sprinter. I'm assuming that's more, I don't know what that is actually. More stamina, maybe? No, it's not going to be, because you also have marathon runner. That's going to be more stamina. So I'm not sure what sprinter is like. You're faster on the short boost or something when you start sprinting, something like that. Or you get a double sprint bar or something when you initiate your sprint, that you can sprint longer before the bar is empty, something like that probably. And then marathon runner will probably just give you 1.5 stamina bar or something. But then you have to, if you want to choose one of those from the green side, you're going to have to sacrifice something from the red side. We'll see. We sort of know what these things are, because now I'm just having the names here, but Nikita has posted the names with a bit of an explanation what it does. But we still have to see how it all works, obviously. Like allergic, yeah, we know you will be allergic to two random things, but what are those two random things? How bad is it? Are you allergic to croutons, which means you have to eat something else, or you will not get extra energy? Yeah, fine. But if you are allergic to something like a propofol, which is a healing stim that a lot of people use, that's already a bit more of a problem, right? So yeah, we'll see. We will see how it goes, what it goes, and where we go as soon as they announce it. But at the moment, no news yet. They're also, yeah, we don't even know when this stops because they have posted 2 different times. 11 a.m. BST was 30 minutes ago. 7 a.m. Eastern US is in 30 minutes from now. So yeah, they forgot about summertime here or something, because normally these 2 times should point to the same time. But apparently they haven't figured it out yet. They did not calculate summertime for something, I guess. We'll leave it at this. So we have our episodes on YouTube from time to time, and other than that, we're doing the long stream. The longer streams we will call summer streams now, and they are on Twitch. That what will be the future of this, and then we will play this PvE character that we are doing on this series from time to time. But once the season starts, we'll keep the series going, but then we will switch. So this is not like some PvE playthrough or something. This is just us playing EFT and jumping from one thing to another, as people play very often. We'll leave it at this. Thank you guys for watching. You're back up to date with what we have done over the weekend. We're level 36 in a bit, and probably 37 later on, because we will start the stream shortly after this video. We'll see you guys there, if not in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.